Okay, we're back. Small recording error means you missed the first impulse in the day. The Germans attacked with the 1st SS Panzer out of Malmedy into Trois-Ponts and did no damage while losing 2 strength points. So I'm definitely not going to complain about that. Trois-Ponts is a very good defensive location if you can get people there in time, which you can't always. But it has very good defensive terrain. It's across a river from Malmedy, which means the Germans have to come in one at a time. And it can be a very good place to set up a roadblock to stop the Germans on the way to the Meuse. So let's take a look at the situation, which is actually developing pretty well. I've got a decent blocking force here in Eupen. And now, with the Airborne in the picture over to the west, I can start paying real attention to the line on the River Aurth. So again, this is using strategic movement to get your infantry into the battle. And this is basically equipping me to hold the Germans along the river. I'll show you in a minute. They're moving to isolate Bastogne, which is a decent move because, as you can see, I've got enough strength in Bastogne that trying to take it directly probably isn't going to work out too well, but I don't have that many units, so I'm probably not going to be able to stop a determined effort to encircle Bastogne. Anyway, getting back to my earlier moves, what I'm doing here is setting up a cordon along the River Aurth. And this is the Allies is going to be your main stop line short of the Meuse. The Germans are probably going to have enough strength and forward momentum to get them as far as Trois-Ponts, Manhay area, pretty much no matter what you do, unless you just get very lucky or the German player does some really boneheaded stuff. Which means that the last place that you have a river short of the Meuse is going to be the Aurth. And the river is just so important because it's going to limit the access. It's going to force them to attack one unit at a time, which is going to, in turn, delay them, attrit them, force them to take casualties. Again, you're trying to wear these panzer units down, and generally force them to take more time to attack, which is on your side for the most part. Because every day you're getting stronger and they're going to be more or less standing still. So, try something a little unorthodox here. I'm actually going to counterattack. I'm going to be very careful doing this as the Allies, especially early on, because you can sort of you can lose a lot of your strength, which you don't have enough spare men to do that yet, and you can get no real return. On the other hand, this is the 1st SS Panzer. This is one of the Germans' toughest units, and it's by itself. And I have the opportunity to concentrate over twice its force in here. So, well, that didn't work. What I was trying to do is further, again, wear these spearheads down. The Germans get very little in terms of armor replacements. Unfortunately, it didn't work, and it's going to leave a hole for the Germans to move through. No fools they. That was a little risky, but that's part of the game when you're the Allied player. I would like to move to compensate. But I don't think I could get the 1st Infantry here to Manhay, but what I'd really be worried about is the Germans not moving into Manhay, but moving south into Soubray, which would let them complete the encirclement of Bastogne tomorrow. So that was maybe not as good a move as I thought. What I can do instead is get the 4th Infantry moving, maybe make them worry a bit about their flanks. The real question is what are we going to do with those panzers? And rather than commit myself when I don't know yet fully what's going on, it's trying to force me to wait, trying to wait me out. I'm not going to play that game. Patience is important here. Okay. Been expecting this. So, battles for Bastogne tend to be long and bloody. There's not a great deal you can do about that, I'll be honest. You're not going to be able to get overwhelming force in there. On the other hand, the Germans usually can't concentrate much down there either. So, and there the day ends. So, we'll see you again on the 20th. Over and out.